Hello and welcome to an Aussie in Vietnam. And today we are at the Nhon Trach tunnels. Đồng is a province just to the east of Ho Chi Minh City, and there are some secret tunnels from the war days here in Nhon Trach. Now, Nhon Trach is a rural and factory region of Đồng, and to get to it from Ho Chi Minh City, it's probably about 40 kilometres to the southeast. You go across Cat Lai Ferry, and there it is there. I'll put a link to the actual location down below. And here is the tunnels. Now, these tunnels were actually bombed by the Americans during the war. We took our dog out for the day, and she had a really good time. This is actually a kitchen, representation of a kitchen now. Not quite the same. They have these big huts and things like that, but they still had the basic setup. And here you would burn the wood underneath the section, and there's a super dog, and it would suck the smoke out the side and not have the smoke go up in the air. A very ingenious idea to stop being spotted by the enemy, by the Americans. The manager is on site some of the time, and we'll show you around. He actually did ask us to go out on a boat ride, which was going to cost us some money, but we didn't do it. So here in the courtyard, I suspect that these huts were not part of the original display. Yeah, look at that millipede. That's just an amazing little thing. It was so big. It was, seriously, it was 20 centimeters long. It was really, really solid. This is a gun bunker, and so they would, when they come up out of the tunnels, they would get into these trenches, and it gave them access to move along covertly. And as my wife expertly shows in a moment, they use them for fighting against the enemy. So there's a bit of a covert gun bunker. Yep, that's what she's doing. She's having a shot, not at the dog, unfortunately. And so, as I said, this is a representation or a rebuild of the original, because I think it was in 1968 the Americans came across and actually bombed it, and basically blew a big hole there. And when the Vietnamese were able to get back in there, they rebuilt it to be able to use it towards the end of the war. And ultimately they kept it as a memorial now. Just to the north of this particular area, there is a cemetery for the war dead. Very beautiful place. If you go there, you should have a look. And also across the road there is a temple or a memorial place where people can pray and pay their respects to the fallen. This is all about remembering those in the war and remembering those who gave their lives. So now we're going into the tunnels itself. Okay? So Shin is my nephew, and he's 8 years old, and he's going to be one of our cameramen for the day. So the manager will lead the way, and it's pretty well lit up. Now, the original tunnels were only half the size. They have built new tunnels to, when they rebuilt the tunnels, I should say, they built them about 1.7 metres high to allow people to be able to get through without getting caught. Certainly, the original tunnel, I would not have got through at all. They were only 90 odd centimetres tall, and people would creep through them. It was just unbelievable. So here we are in the tunnel, and these are the places. If you can imagine people walking through this with planes and bombs and God knows what on top, it must have been a very scary time in these people's lives. And it's just amazing how ingenious they were to be able to take on the might of the American army and beat them. They beat them. So it's all lit up. You can get down there and have a good look and not get too scared unless you're claustrophobic, of course. Very interesting setup here. And it brings you out in the middle of the courtyard, basically. You walk back in towards the courtyard, up the stairs. And I suspect that those stairs weren't even there. Like, they're all concrete, and certainly there wouldn't have been much concrete available in those days. It would have been all dirt and maybe a bit of brick. So you can see there's a gun bunker there as well. So they would get up and stick their gun through the hole and be able to shoot at the Americans as they were coming, or maybe even the Australians, you know. So that's the tunnel, and look, great to see. Not commercialised like Gucci, but it's beautiful. Here we got the museum. Now, one of the problems for us Westerners, us non-Vietnamese speaking people, is that these places are not made for Western tourists. So there is no English, or very little English. So they got these lovely things in here, which my wife found totally interesting, and I thought they were okay. But because there was no English, I wasn't able to read up on it. There is a picture there, 8 fellas, a picture of 8 fellas. They left this area and they went across to Nha Be, which is to the south of Ho Chi Minh City, and they blew up a fuel bunker, American fuel bunker, and only 6 of them come back. And, you know, that was quite a surreal photo to think that they took this photo, the 8 of them went across the river, and only 6 come back. You know, that's the reality of life. So thanks guys, thanks for watching the video. If you're into seeing something different, I really recommend you getting on your motorbike, going down to Nhon Trach, and having a look at the tunnels. Yeah, it's something different, and something, you know, it's a road less travelled for us Westerners. Not many Westerners get to see these things. It was a really beautiful day out. See you next time. I'm Ray, Aussie in Vietnam. Have a good day, bye bye.